Hello again, everybody, with Pat Hayden, Skip Carey from Giant Stadium. Capacity crowd. We're ready to go. 3 deep men for Philadelphia. They won the toss. Fred Barnett, Calvin Williams, and Mike Bellamy. We are about ready to go, but Raul Alegre's kicking tee let him down. So now we're ready. This should be a great football game. And it's underway. Barnett will bring it out. Not far, less than the 15-yard line. He's down on the 13. Dave Whitmore made the stop, and that's the way the game begins. And there's LT.
You know, this game will be a game of defense and turnovers. And Lawrence Taylor is obviously identified with defense, and he creates a lot of turnovers.
Byers and Tony, the running backs. Quick wide right, Williams in the slot to that side. Byers in motion. Cunningham falls down, unloads to Tony. Gets perhaps 4 with good second effort. Among those on the stop, the safety Greg Jackson.
When you think about Randall Cunningham, and even though that was only a 3-yard gain, you talk about him being a special kind of quarterback. He can beat you with his head, but he also can with some ability. He has a lot of quarterbacks, they trip over the right guard's foot. They don't make the play. He's able to get the ball off of 3 yards.
Anthony Tony is the lone setback on second down. Tony crosses the 20, and that's about it.
Well, we said the key to this Philadelphia offense, because Keith Jackson is still not here, is Keith Byers, number 41, coming out of the backfield, and Mike Quick, number 82, right there in the middle of the screen, going deep. Buddy Ryan feels that he needs to get the ball deep to Mike Quick.
Duerson and Raina Thompson come in on the nickel package, along with Perry Williams, 3rd and 5. Randall Cunningham. He'll throw for it. Duerson with him. Intercepted. It's intercepted by Emerson Walls.
You know, Skip, we said it was going to be a night of defense and turnovers. Emerson Walls was a guy the Giants really weren't counting on. But in plays like this, he made interceptions every day in training camp and 3 in the preseason. He said, hey, if he can do that, we have to give him a chance on opening night. And in the first series, he did what he did all preseason and for 9 years with the Dallas Cowboys.
Odessa Turner wide right. Phil Sims asks the crowd to zip it up. Not much chance of that. He flips a pass out in the slot. Lewis Tillman with it to the 32-yard line. Eric Allen on the stop.
Reggie White, number 92, can hurt you different ways. He, too, like Taylor, causes fumbles. You know, some guys make plays on quarterbacks and just make sacks or hurries. But what makes, I think, Reggie White unique is that when he gets there, he causes the quarterback to fumble, and he's done it to Phil Sims a couple of times last year.
Mark Ingram splits left. Turner to the right. 2nd and 9. Sims on the give. It's Lewis Tillman, and he's got some room close to a first down. Inside the 25, Jesse Small, the linebacker, made the stop.
You know, what you will see from Phil Sims tonight is him using a lot of different people in the running game and in the passing game. We've seen Lewis Tillman here. Later in the evening, you'll see Rodney Hampton. Otis Anderson is still here, the 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. And you'll see Phil Sims take a beating tonight, but still hang in there and play well in the 4th quarter.
3rd and 1, 3 tight ends in the game for New York. From the 25-yard line. Roscoe in motion. The give to O.J. Anderson. I think he got enough for the first down. Otis Anderson with his first carry of the night.
Boy, what a collision there. Byron Evans, the middle linebacker for the Eagles, and then Otis Anderson.
They're going to measure. He may not have it at that. Oh, it looked like he got enough yards.
You know, Bill Parcells loves his offensive line. Thinks they're great short yardage blockers. And there wasn't a big hole there. But he thinks his offensive line, a young offensive line, has a chance to be awfully good.
He's an inch short. He probably goes for it on 4th down more than most.
Yeah, well, last year, believe it or not, 22 times he went for it and made it 17 of those 22 times. Led the league by a long shot on 4th down.
The crowd is happy that they're going to go for it. They will, of course, boo if the Giants fail late.
You know, Skip, short yardage is kind of like riding a subway in some ways. It's a battle for territory with a lot of one-on-one wrestling matches.
Anderson, the sole running back behind Sims. Anderson, first down, near the 20-yard line. Boy, this place is up for grabs. Back into the game, Terry Hogue, along with Eric Allen. A couple of linebackers come up for Philadelphia.
Well, you know, this game has started pretty much exactly the way we thought it was going to. Defense, turnovers, New York Giant offensive line going for it on 4th down. Just what we expected.
Dave Meggett checks in, and he's wide to the right. Ingram splits to the left. First down for Sims and the Giants. Into the end zone. It's too far. It was intended for Odessa Turner, but he just missed connection.
Boy, Bill Sims had Odessa Turner right down the middle of the defense. Again, they've been playing close to the vest, running the ball inside. Then they spread Odessa Turner out to the left side, ran right up the middle. Eric Allen gets there a little bit late, but the ball's too high. If he drills that ball lower, the Giants go up by 6.
Great protection for Sims that time. Meggett to the left. Mark Ingram, rather Leggett to the right, Ingram to the left. Sims will throw again. Again into the end zone. Too far. It was again intended for Odessa Turner, but he threw it out of the end zone. And again, pretty good protection for Sims, but he's got a 3rd and 10 staring him in the face. And that's just what the Giants wanted to avoid in this game.
Well, 3rd and 10, this guy, their #1 draft pick, Rodney Hampton, has been awfully tough out of the backfield in the preseason. He's averaged 10 yards a carry running the football. He's been a big receiver for them. They are thrilled that Rodney Hampton is in the game of this kind of situation. You got Hampton and Dave Meggett in the backfield.
Ingram is wide to the right. Turner in motion, 3rd and 10. Sims has time. Oh, he missed Hampton. He had him all alone at the 12-yard line. He had him all alone, but overthrew him. Wes Hopkins was on the coverage, but he was 2 steps behind.
Well, just the matchup that Phil wanted. Rodney Hampton, Wes Hopkins, and he just ran a little simple option route where he breaks outside, but the protection has really been the key thus far. As you've said, Skip, when you talk about the rush of the Philadelphia Eagles, but the New York Giant offensive line have given Phil Sims an awful lot of time.
Ostetler will hold. Allegre will kick it from 38 yards. It's long enough. It's good. So the Giants have drawn first blood. The Everson Walls interception pays off in 3 points. Giants 3-0. We'll be back right after this.
14 sales calls, 6 cities, 2 days.
Oh, and don't forget your mother's birthday.
Sanders. Why don't I have his number? I have a listing for a Sanders Pharmacy on Elm Street.
Can I get delivery in a week?
Well, I'll call the warehouse in Houston. Can I use your phone?
When you're on the road, nobody has more ways to help you than AT&T.
Hello, Mom. Of course I'm eating right. I got just the thing for your birthday.
AT&T, how can we help you?
A truck you can live with, a truck you can work with, a truck you can play with, a truck you can stay with. GMC Truck.
Beneath this hot new styling, the 1991 Sonoma is and always will be GMC truck quality. For that, it's earned an exciting new name.
Sonoma.
Find out what it means for the 90s.
GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore.
Get special incentives on GMC Truck's new 1991 Sonoma.
The NFL on TNT is being brought to you by AT&T, the right choice.
Calvin Williams is deep along with Bellamy and Fred Barnett. Barnett, number 86, in the middle.
If you're Randall Cunningham, you can't wait to get back on the field. You know, you want to start the opening of the season well. You come out and you throw an interception on your first series. He can't wait to get back out there and get into a rhythm.
Allegre will kick it up. 3-0 Giants. 10:51 left in the quarter. It will be Barnett at the 4. He gets outside. He breaks one tackle, and Duerson runs him out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. For a moment, it looked like he was going to go for a wait. 23-yard return, not bad at all, and Philadelphia has the football back.
You know, very few players, or some players are just right for the teams, and you think Lawrence Taylor is just right for this Giant team. You think of the Lakers, you think of Magic Johnson, you think of the Mets, you think of Darryl Strawberry, the Celtic Bird, but when you think of the Giants, you think of Lawrence Taylor.
1st and 10 for Philadelphia. Quick in motion. The give is to Tony, and he gets very little as he goes up the gut. Among those on the top, John Washington. He's in there for Leonard Marshall.
You know, they say when you beat the Giants, you have to block Taylor. They'll use different combinations, tight ends, tackles. That time, it is Keith Byers, number 41, who's ordinarily a back. He lined up as the tight end and did a nice job on Lawrence Taylor.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. Calvin Williams wide to the left, quick wide right. Cunningham will put it up. He's got a man, complete. A penalty flag flies. Mike Quick, the reception. Mark Collins made the stop, but let's check the handkerchief.
No, NFC Eastern games. It's the hold against the Eagles.
Gordon McCarter, our referee, will let us know who the culprit is.
Holding 66 offense. 10 yards, repeat, 2nd down.
Ron Solt called for the penalty.
Now, the NFC East is a physical conference. Both these quarterbacks are going to take shots like that. That time, Randall Cunningham took it from Dorsey. But the key to this game is each of these quarterbacks being able to survive those into the 4th quarter, because it's going to be a 4th quarter game, and your quarterback is going to have to win it or lose it then.
So it's 2nd and 17 for Philadelphia. Quick comes wide left against Perry Williams. Schuler goes in motion. Draw play. Tony beats one man, but that's all. He got by Pepper Johnson, but Eric Howard was there to trip him up. So the draw play gains from very little, and it's a 3rd and long as Jim McMahon, the backup Eagle quarterback, looks on.
You know, Buddy Ryan was saying about Jim McMahon, it's that his presence in the locker room is what is important for this team. He's not here necessarily as a threat to Randall Cunningham, but his presence in the locker room is going to make us a better team.
The rain begins to pelt down here. Quick wide left with Byers in the slot to that side. 3rd and long. Byers in motion. Cunningham wants to run, throws in desperation, complete, but way short of a